It's lovely to have your company. Thanks for sharing your afternoon with us at BBC Radio Stoke. I hope you're doing all right. And I say that with all the sincerity because some days, I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? Some days you can be all right. And then I'm a bit like a sponge, as in somebody could probably make or break my day. That's the kind of character I've got where, you know, if you can go high as a kite if everything's all right. And then if somebody says something, cover it up, but you think, why have you said that? And then I analyse it all day. I always think, I wish I was more like my dad, right? Because his personality, he won't mind me saying this, because I would love to be more like him. He sets his own day. And whatever mood he's in, like whatever you came up and said to my dad would not alter the state of his day. And I just think, how can it be more like that? Oh, well, our bloke that's got us through the pandemic, who has been amazing, is over in Sandbach this afternoon. Rob Edwards at LIFECYCLE Coaching. How are you, Rob?
Good afternoon, Lou. I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Hope you're well. Hope your dad's all right as well.
Oh, he's always all right. Well, no, you know, my dad's been through a lot in his life, and I mean a lot. But character-wise, does that make sense where he'll determine his day? I think people can adjust mine and ruin it, quite frankly.
We're all susceptible to different influences, put it that way, and it's a good question. It happens all the time. You know, as you said, you could be getting on with your day, feeling all okay, feeling good about yourself, and then something happens to make you question it, make you question yourself. It could be something that someone said to us, it could be a comment on social media, it could be an email that someone sent to us, and then it takes us back, doesn't it? We start questioning ourselves again. You know, am I doing the right thing here?
Yeah.
Am I good enough? And things like that.
Oh, there's so much doubt will creep in. I mean, we can't live in a bubble. I'm fully aware of that. But like, I suppose as you're getting older as well, I had an amazing night on Saturday, and the group of friends that were together, we all literally left and said, we weren't drunk, by the way, before you think this. We were a little bit.
I don't judge, Lou. Don't judge.
We were a little bit. But we all said we felt really lucky because, you know, when I don't dread going to stuff anymore. I wouldn't meet up with someone I didn't want to see.
Yeah.
So I kind of manage those things. But, you know, even if I went in, I don't know, Wilco's, or I went into town and someone said something I didn't want to hear, or, I don't know, said something, it will alter my day. Yeah,
it can do. We have to be aware of a number of different things here about, firstly, how many influences there are that are out there, how many people or events or situations influence our mood on a day-to-day basis. And secondly, it's about being aware of exactly how they influence as well. Is it in a good or a bad way? So we can think about this in a slightly different way, right? And everyone can do this while they're kind of going about their day. All right, don't close your eyes doing this if you're driving.
I nearly did then. I love your voice, so I always drift off. Let me just get comfy now. But I'm not to close my eyes. Okay.
But if you're on the school run, don't close your eyes, all right?
No, please.
But I want you to imagine for a minute, right, that you're driving a bus, right? So this bus that you're driving, it's your bus, and it represents your day and your journey throughout that day. So you've got to get from point A to point B in your bus, all right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Got it, okay. Now, as the driver of that bus, you're in total control of it, right? You know which direction you want to drive in, the speed that you're driving at, you're in charge of the route that you take throughout your day, the steering, the fares, it's your bus, right?
Yeah, so you're in control of all of that because it's your decisions.
Exactly, right, cool. So, but because it's a bus that you're driving, though, you have to pick up a load of passengers along the way. That's the consequence of being a bus driver, right? So
I don't want any passengers, please. This is where we're getting into problems. I don't want any. This is where
the problems occur. That's exactly right? So all these passengers that we pick up represent all the different things that happen in your day, right? So they've all got their journeys as well. So as they jump on your bus, they've all got their different pressures and their demands because they need to be in certain places at certain times as well. Now, some of them are really friendly, right? Like the mates you went out with on Saturday night, they're really friendly and they chat away to you, they compliment you when you're driving, they really like your little bus, right?
Yeah.
But it's not always like that because some of the other passengers aren't quite so nice and they're really negative and they're the ones that get really vocal. So
why do they? See, I ask questions, Rob, that have got no answers, that aren't in my control. Like, why would you say that? That's what I'd say. Why have you said that to me?
It doesn't matter. Everyone's different, right? And everyone's got their reasons. That's the thing. So maybe one tells you, look, Lou, you're 2 minutes late. I'm going to be late now. And another one says, you're a really rubbish driver and you're making me feel sick because you're all over the place.
Oh, calm me down, all right.
Yeah, exactly. And then another one doesn't like the route that you're taking. Another one tells you to give up and park your bus on the side of the road because it's pointless and we're never going to get there anyway, right?
This is quite harsh territory now, isn't it?
It's a harsh bus, right? So, but even though it's your bus and you're the one driving it, it's all the passengers that you pick up along the way that have a huge influence on how your day's going and how enjoyable that journey is, right? So it's a metaphor at the end of the day. We're not all bus drivers, but we can all probably relate to how different people influence our day and our experiences as we go through that day, yeah? Be a bit more like your dad and don't let those passengers influence you.
Oh, they wouldn't with my dad, and he doesn't work on that. That is just who he is. I would really have to work hard to get to that level. I mean, how do we ignore that, the passengers that are going, oh, you're making me feel sick or whatever they're saying?
Well, you've got to be aware of them, first of all. So number one, remember, just ask yourself, who's driving your bus? Is it you or is it your passengers? If you're finding your day and your mood kind of hijacked by all these other people, just note it. Remember that you're the driver of the bus, not them. Secondly, be aware of how often it happens. Is it happening on a day-to-day basis or is it sporadic? And then thirdly, just be aware of which passengers have the biggest impact on you. Is it the positive, supportive ones or is it the negative, critical ones? And just be aware of how many of those you're picking up along the way. Try to pick up more of the positive ones than the negative ones. It's your bus at the end of the day. You're in control of where it goes and you're in control of who you let on it. Don't forget that.
Do you know who I'd love to hear from this afternoon? I'd love to hear from an actual bus driver thinking, do you know what? He's just made my day.
That would be great. If you can get, if you can get any bus drivers calling in. Just to give the real perspective on the metaphor, that would be brilliant.
And if a really annoying passenger he knows of is waiting at a bus stop, he or she, he just drives.
Does he just drive past?
Just keep going.